What's up everyone, welcome to another video. This is not a vlog will be coming tomorrow. This is a podcast episode with Lavnish. Lavnish is a good friend of mine, a part of a Yudi squad community. Lavnish is pursuing his masters in Syracuse University in information management. It's what's very interesting major, that's why I wanted to get him on the podcast. I know it is a very long podcast, but we covered every single thing from GRE score, from his journey from India to here, and then what do Syracuse University actually teach in information management, and what are the classes and what are the assignments and the life in United States and roommates and everything. We talk a lot about it. I hope you find this valuable. Lavnish, if you're watching this, thank you so much brother for doing this. It means a lot to me and our UD squad community. Last but not the least, thank you so much for all the love and support you guys been giving me. Keep commenting. Every single comment motivate me to bring such valuable content. And now I will let you enjoy the content. For people who don't know you, let's do a quick round of intro. Where are you from India and what do you do right now?
Hello everyone. My name is Lavnish and I am from Kalyan, which is a city in Thane, and it's a part of Mumbai metropolitan region. So I'm like very close to Mumbai. Yeah, not exactly Mumbai, but yeah. And I'm currently pursuing my master's in information management and at Syracuse University, and I recently completed my first year of masters. And within like the next 20 days, I'm gonna start my internship as well. So
very nice. What kind of internship do you have, and what role is that?
So my internship role is of an IT data group intern, and it's at VanEck. It's an investment management firm in New York City.
Cool. We're gonna make a separate video on how he got the internship, his internship search approach, his interview process, and all of that in a separate video. In this video, we're gonna focus on his life at Syracuse, a life of a student at Syracuse, and how did he get to Syracuse. So, without any further ado, let's get to your profile, GRE TOEFL bachelor score.
So my GRE score was 316. My TOEFL score was 96. And my bachelor's GPA was 7.14.
Oh, nice. And what all colleges did you apply to and admits, rejects?
So I applied to like 5 colleges, Syracuse, UMCP, Kelly School of Business, UIUC, and Eller School of Management, University of Arizona. So I applied to 5 colleges.
And how many admits did you get?
I got 2 admits, one from Syracuse and one from UMCP.
Nice. And why Syracuse and why not UMCP? That's kind of tricky, huh?
Yeah, actually, this was one of the questions where I actually had a very huge debate with my family, with my peers, with my seniors as well. And it was like one of the toughest decisions. But there are a couple of reasons why I decided to go for Syracuse. And one of the main reasons was that I didn't want to do a course for 1.5 years. So UMCP, the course which I got an admit from, MIS course, it's like for a 1.5 year program, whereas Syracuse has a 2-year program, and that was one of my main reasons. Another reason was the coursework at UMCP was very hectic. Like let's say in each of the semesters, I had to take like 5 courses, and because it was like 5 courses, considering the fact that you are entering into a completely new country, the culture shocks and everything. So it takes time for you to settle in, and by the moment you settle in, it's like you have to start studying, and like it gets tough balancing academics with your other activities. And also because it's a public university, I was sure that my on-campus opportunities wouldn't be as much as compared to Syracuse University. So I thought maybe I'll miss out teach assistantships and also on-campus jobs. And considering all those trade-offs and also the batch strength, I decided that Syracuse would be a much better fit for me than UMCP. So
yeah, that's well, I don't know. It would be very hard for me to pick as well.
Yeah,
I guess for me it would be UMCP, just because I think fees wise I would not be able to afford Syracuse.
Yeah. No. Actually, UMCP fees is actually more expensive than Syracuse per credit cost.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the MIS course is actually being provided at R.H. Smith School of Business. So it's the business college or the management college, MBA college of UMCP, which has the MIS program. And because it's an MBA college, the per credit fee of MIS course is kind of similar to what a per credit cost of an MBA college has. So it is much more expensive than Syracuse.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's yeah.
a very tough decision. So anyway, moving
Yeah.
on to you got the admit, you finalized your decision, you got your I-20. How was the visa interview?
Uh, to be honest, I expected visa interview to be really tough, but it just got done in like 1 minute. So I just went there, and there was this lady. I still remember it was counter number 33. I went there, and the lady asked me, like, I just greeted her, and she didn't reply me back. I was like, okay, fine. And she asked me, so what was your major in your undergrad? So I told it was electronics and communication, and she asked me the number of admits that I got, and I told her like 2 admits out of 5, and she asked me one final question: what does your dad do? So I answered that question. She picked up my passport and she gave me a white slip. She told me like, check back again after 2 days and see if it's ready or not. And it happened so quick. It happened so early. I couldn't believe whether I got the visa interview or not. So but I knew one thing, that if you get your passport back, that means it's kind of a reject, which didn't happen. So I was like, okay, but I still didn't trust her completely because she didn't tell me that congratulations, your visa is approved or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
She just gave me a white slip. She told next, and I went outside, and then there was this one security guard. I asked him whether I really passed the visa interview. He looked at the white slip and he was like, yeah, congratulations, man, you have passed the visa. I shouted like crazy, and he was like, yeah, man, that's great, congratulations. Yeah. So that's how the visa interview took place. And there's one thing I would definitely want to tell to all the people who are thinking about coming to masters, and it's that there is actually a lot of negative hype about visas, and like it's getting rejected, accepted. So I think so that there is a lot of negative hype which needs to stop. One of the major focuses which the visa interviewers have is that you need to be a bit confident about what courses you're going through, and also your finances need to be checked, and that is like the most major priority which they want to look forward to. So if you have your finances under control and everything, I think so you're good to go with that.
That's awesome. So now your visa is approved. You're flying. What was your thought process when you were like, 1 month before flying or the day you are flying? Like, were you scared? Were you nervous? Were you like excited, optimistic that okay, my life is gonna be changing, gonna be a new chapter? What was your thought process?
Uh, so basically, to be honest, I wasn't nervous at all. I mean, that's a bit of shocker if I look at like in retrospect about when I was like gonna leave India and coming for my masters, and it was my first international travel, and I was pretty confident about a lot of things because I had already contacted my seniors about how Syracuse is, about the course structure, about the opportunities and everything. So I was kind of a bit relaxed. Later I realized that I was being too innocent about a lot of things because I didn't knew what United States had for me. So
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, because of that, I had this confidence with like I'm aware about a lot of things. But when I came here, I realized there is a lot of things for me to learn, and that's what kept me grounded, like for the past 1 year. So
Yeah. I 100% agree. A lot of times you don't know what's gonna happen with when you land there, and a lot of
Yeah.
times you have this perception that life is gonna be like this, life is gonna be like that, and then when you actually hit the reality, like oh my god, there was so much I didn't even know. So
Yeah.
no, and with me it was like different. For me, I wasn't nervous at all. I wasn't scared. I was very, very like. I'm an ambitious child, and I was very like looking forward to this. Like I can't
Yeah.
wait to land there. I can't wait to do amazing things, and
Yeah.
so yeah, for me it was that feeling. Anyway,
There was one thing I would say. Sorry to interrupt that. One thing I was scared about, and it was like the weather conditions at Syracuse. I mean, I've heard a lot about how cold the weather is at Syracuse and everything. So I was a bit scared about that. But because it was in the month of August, I was sure that it's not going to snow right now. So that was one thing I was looking up to, and I was hoping that I could easily survive that. So that was one of the only aspects I think I was a slight nervous about, but not about the rest of
so since you talked about it, what's the weather like year around? Like if you can give us the seasons, like and what kind of the weather so people are prepared for it.
So yeah, it's like one of the most talked about things in Syracuse, or I would say in United States in general. I mean, one of the best small talks about how the weather conditions is and everything. So Syracuse, as if you would read on Quora, it's like or even on like Google, it's said to be the snowiest city of United States, and maybe it would be true to some extent because the snow starts from the month of mid November and it's there till April. I mean, at the end of April. Although sometimes it can go up to May as well. Like it could be that it could be that cold, I would say. And there is like 3 months of then hot weather in Syracuse, and the summer is
Like,
not
is it
really
really
pleasant to be
hot
honest.
or is it like pleasant?
No, it's not pleasant actually to be honest. It's hot to be it's hot and it's not humid, so it's like
Can
a
you say
dry weather.
what's the weather? Like, what's the temperature?
It's like it goes up to 30, 33, but it's because it's not humid, you feel that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Right now, I would say it's like 19, 20, 21. But yeah, considering Syracuse conditions, it's like very hot. 19, 20 as well. Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Nice. Okay. Awesome. So you landed in Syracuse. How did you find your roommates and like what was your process?
Yeah. So roommates. I actually joined a counseling before coming to university for the application process. So I found one of my roommates through that counseling process, and also.
Like, did they give you the list of students and then you contacted one of them or?
Yeah, I just contacted my counselor and asked her if you have any of the students who's going to Syracuse University and is still looking for a roommate or something. So she gave me one of the contacts. I just contacted that guy. The vibe felt normal. I was like, okay, let's go in.
Yeah.
And yeah, also the other two roommates I found because of there was like one event which Syracuse conducted for all the students who had got admitted before in the month of February. So our admits started from January, and January to February, the number of admitted students for them, they actually had an event where the director of our high school program and a couple of other people came from Syracuse to Mumbai, and they talked about high school in general, and also they talked about the life in Syracuse and the opportunities you can get after graduating from high school. And so we had all the admitted students in Syracuse. And so it was kind of a networking event where I found one of my other roommates who was also from the same college as I was in my undergrad, and also was working at Accenture India, where I was working at for 2 years. So yeah, and he brought in other roommates, so that's how we got all the roommates.
Got it. Okay, that was the part we I think missed out in your profile. Like you had GRE, TOEFL, bachelor's, and 1.4.
Yeah, 1.5 years of experience.
And that was a SAP consultant.
Yeah. Associate SAP consultant. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So moving on into your journey, you found a roommate, you landed here. What was your thought process after like 1 month in your classes, and like how did you have any culture shock? Did you have any educational shock?
Yeah, to be honest, I mean, I was stunned by the architecture of how Syracuse University had. Like, it was fabulous. It's like one of the best, I would say, in the United States. I've been to a few other colleges as well, and when I look their buildings and architecture and everything, I think Syracuse University definitely stands above all the colleges that I've seen. I think so. Cornell University was fantastic, but yeah, Syracuse University, apart from all the looks, I think so. Even the education was one of those things that I was really impressed with because of how the lectures were conducted, how professional the environment was, how supportive all the professors were in terms of how even though there were students who didn't really came from the MIS background or student, there were a lot of students who came from like the music library background. Yeah. So how did they cope up with the learnings and everything? So they were like really supportive when it came to those things. And cultural shock, definitely. I think so. Till now, I still receive that cultural shock. I mean, one of the things I learned about was how important was the small talk thing, and also I love the fact that people really greet you even if they didn't really know you. So that was one of those things which I didn't see back in India. So that was one of the best. It's like, I think so. It's a positive thing, to be honest. I think so. Yeah, it's something.
I can vouch for the same thing. Like my biggest culture shock was like after 2 days we went for grocery shopping, and I was at this Safeway. We have this grocery store, and I was at the counter, and the lady is asking me like, "Hey, how is it going?" And I'm like,
yeah.
"Why are you?"
Yeah. Yeah.
genuinely is like, I mean, I
Yeah.
guess not genuinely.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. Yeah.
still like, it's
Yeah.
that positive. Especially Chico is a very small town, so it's
Okay.
very
Yeah.
community based. So
Yeah. Yeah. Syracuse
I,
is also not New York. I mean, it's fine. It's also a small, small city kind of thing. Yeah. So.
yeah, that is important. We should definitely talk about it because a lot of people think or choose Syracuse because they think it's near New York or it's
Oh yeah.
uh, what is it like? Is it like close to New York or
Uh, so it's like 4.5 hours drive away from New York, and Syracuse is like one of those big like great hill stations that we have in India. Like it's somewhere in the Manali or something. Yeah. So you have houses. It's a quiet place. And because it snows for
you
most
have
of the part of the year, so
or no? It's like a small town.
like see, so the college is in the uptown area, so it's like very quiet out there. The downtown area is a bit happening. You have a couple of restaurants and so, but still overall the vibe of Syracuse is very quiet. it's
Okay.
it's not one of the richest cities in the United States, and well, like there are only a couple of attractions, and Syracuse University is one of the main attractions because there isn't a lot of buildings or apartments or number of people living. So like the size or the campus size is like around 700 acres. So it's like huge and vast, the
Yeah.
college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk about fees and numbers. What's the fees for Syracuse? I've heard this that it's expensive. So
Yeah.
let's talk about the numbers.
Yeah. So first things first, yeah, it's expensive. Syracuse University is expensive because it's a private for-profit college, and the per credit fee of our IM program or even at the high school is $1,620 per credit, and we have 42 credits in total. So that's like the tuition fees.
Right.
So around 68,000 something is like the
Wow.
tuition fees.
And if you do the math with 70 rupees, it's like 47 lakhs or
Yeah,
48.
for 47, 48 lakhs. Yeah.
That's
So
crazy. What's the
yeah,
cost of living?
living cost is actually pretty cheap in Syracuse, and it's like around for me, my rent is like $340 without utilities, and with utilities it comes around 385, $390, and considering grocery shopping and everything, I think so. It max to max it would go around for $500 to $550. That's it.
And do you live with roommates or I mean, do you share your room or is it your personal room?
Oh, it's my personal room, and in Syracuse, I don't think anyone shares their room because the cost of living is
So
uh,
little.
yeah,
Yeah.
and also people get a lot of on-campus jobs, so they could easily pay out the living expenses, and it's easy. Yeah,
Uh,
that's it.
you already talked about on-campus job. Let's jump into that one. What is
Yeah.
on like? Does people get on-campus job and like what kind of jobs people get on campus?
So there are a lot of on-campus jobs. I think one of the biggest advantages of Syracuse University is the number of on-campus jobs and on-campus opportunities in general that we get as students. So I would say that there are more than 10 to 15 dining halls available in Syracuse. There are a lot of cafes available. Apart from that, there is also one thing called as residential security aisle where a person used to work as a security person in the dorms. Although that stopped, I think, so this year because of some concerns. There is also dome area where a person could work for the football or basketball matches. And yeah, so these are like a lot of opportunities apart from all the academic on-campus opportunities that you can get. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So does people also get academic on-campus job opportunities?
yeah, definitely. A lot of students get them. I won't say everyone could get that. That's not possible. But yeah, because our coursework is so big, like it's around 42 credit course, so we have around compulsory of 36 credits. That is like 12 courses and 6 credits of internship. So if you think about the math, like 12 courses in a master's program, and there are huge number of electives. So definitely, if a student opts for any of the electives, and if a student has the required skill set and understanding and with good grades, I think so it's easy for them to get the teaching assistantship or the faculty or the graduate assistantship opportunities. Also, research assistantship is something which is worth fighting for, but it's a bit tough to get one. But if you really just want an on-campus opportunity, you can get it without like, even if you don't have any of the assistantships, it's easy for you to get your living expenses for free by just working there for like
Right.
10, 15 hours.
So what's the salary range for those kind of jobs?
So because although Syracuse University student because it comes under the New York state, we are getting paid by the what a New York City person gets, like the minimum wage salary, that is around like $13.75 for all the students.
Oh
So
wow.
per hour, yeah. So that's like a good thing and especially in Syracuse because your cost of living is not that high.
Yeah, so
So
you basically get 20 hours, I'm assuming that.
yeah.
And okay, so for per month, roughly around 1,000 or $1,100.
Yeah. More than $1,000. Yeah, and also like the per hour cost is different for assistantships. So assistantships you actually get a bit less. It's like around $12. But if
Oh,
you yeah
different.
yeah
Usually, I mean, so far I've had so many people I've talked to. They say that assistantships at TARA are more than the minimum wage in
no, in Syracuse it's actually because the thing is last year our pay was like $11.8 and teaching assistantship was still 12. So it was higher than the previous one, but this year they changed it. They changed the on-campus job pay rate to 13.75, and teaching assistantship still remains the same. So that didn't change this year, and because of which I think so, yeah. And also teaching assistantship for MBA college is different. They get like $16 paid.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
So it depends on the college as well. So if you're getting a teaching assistantship or a research assistantship in high school in Syracuse MIS course, you'll be paid like $12, or even some professors pay you like $11. But if you get into MBA college, you get like $16.
Wow,
So
that's awesome. Basically,
yeah,
if you're making 1,100 to something around 1,100, then
yeah,
your cost of living is 550. So you almost save half of your salary
but it comes a counters with the
with the
tuition fee that you pay. Yeah, so
yeah. That's awesome. Let's talk about coursework itself. Like, tell us how is the coursework?